And Cloak. And away we go. The grand final is underway. Gardner has to wait. Up goes Jolly. Hooks it down behind. Guess who? Swan down towards half forward. Bounces inside the 50. Storming up the ground. Cloak missed it. Dawes has got it. Quilt got him. Pendlebury is through. Over the top. Will it sit to Didak? Takes him away from goal. Feeds it back to Jolly. Oh! No sign of the Jolly wobbles. He puts it through.
Well, how often do we talk about the ruck contest between the ruckmen who want to go forward, which is Jolly for Collingwood, Gardner for St Kilda, but when the ball went forward, he just took off Jolly, and it was the extra player to score the goal.
And this is where I reckon Alan Didak's at his most dangerous, running back towards goal, whether he's out running himself or drawing the hand pass and getting it that way. Scott Pendlebury started the game so well last week in the preliminary final on the Friday night, started again, but Darren Jolly and Lee Brown have that X factor to push forward as ruckman, and St Kilda are certainly going to need to be on top of that. And
the tackle was laid, but the handball was still effective, out. So that ability to pin the ball in, always really important to make it a really effective tackle.
Backed himself, left it behind. Schneider slips it away. Kozetzky, virtually their first sojourn inside the forward 50, and Milne will kick a goal. Milne, 20 metres out, doesn't do anything silly, thanks to the umpire.
There was no doubt he wanted to go on, but
turns around, kicks a goal. That's handy.
I was going to say, Tom, what we know about Stephen Milne, he doesn't like taking set shots if he's got a choice, and even then he kicked it quickly. Sometimes you just don't let the pressure build. That's why you want to move it quickly rather than take your 20 seconds.
A good nerve settler for Stephen Milne to get the first goal, but we just saw on screen there the captain, Nick Revolt, pushing back like he does so well with the flight of the ball, actually drew the contact from the Collingwood player and in effect affected a shepherd so Stephen Milne could take the uncontested mark. So Nick Revolt's up and about, moving the angles really well.
Well, he got the monkey off the back. He didn't kick a goal last year. Now, can Milne turn Johnson inside out? When your name's Ben Johnson, you're quick, aren't you? And that's a beautiful handball to Reid. It was a lovely take and a well-weighted kick to Pendlebury, who started well, as he did last week. McCaffer, good hands, and then quickly onto a one-on-one. Dawes is good overhead. Well done, Gwilt. But it got away, and Blair, what a story. The only guy on the rookie list kicks the goal.
They've actually picked a pretty big defence in Kilda, haven't they? I reckon the ground level ball might trouble them a little bit. They're not bad in the air, but they haven't really got the really small defenders. Baker plays that, but he hasn't played for a long time, as we know. The crumbing balls, the Blairs, Davises, players like that, they're going to be dangerous, I think, against the Kilda defence.
Bit of a surprise to see Gwilt playing as a key defender on Dawes at the moment, so he's one who can play smaller, but he's obviously doing a taller job. Collingwood punish their opposition more than any other side on a turnover. Pete going into the forward. You've just got to hit that. And then as they've done all year, they've brought the heat back
a little bit to try and make something of it back there.
It's in dangerous hands too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didak. Not beyond him. About as tough as it gets for a left footer.
Oh,
for some.
What more can you say?
Doesn't that become a critical turnover when Fisher took the mark in the middle of the ground, but when the play on and were dispossessed, that really created the scoring opportunity. So yeah, just at the moment, Collingwood looked just that much more composed in their play. St Kilda just looked hurried and rushed and are making errors.
It went from being a St Kilda turnover to a Collingwood turnover and goal. That's hugely important. 13-point lead to the Pies.
Well, this is what Alan Didak's capable of. His left foot out. That's an extremely tough kick from that pocket, and that's what he's capable of. He is brilliant. Another side note, Jones has gone to Dane
Brown's way for a throw. Chips it out wide. Swan's been terrific in the early going. The favourite for the Norm Smith goes towards the 50. Running hard is Thomas. They're putting Didak, a marvellous kick moments ago. Gardner is the big man lurking behind for the Saints. In he comes. Goes for the spiral. Well, it's untidy, but I think it's good. Oh, this could be a magpie day. This could be a magpie day. He tumbled it through. A mistake for 6 points.
Now that is one of the absolute cardinal sins in your back line. You never really know how the ball's going to spin, but that's one part of the ground that you want to have protected right along the goal line there. Obviously a bit of a mongrel pump. Went for the torp on that occasion, Dale Thomas, but might be those footy gods, Lee.
It looked like they had the protection. It just wobbled through. It wasn't a good-looking spiralling torpedo, but it just made it.
Yeah, just dropped short there.
He just doesn't hit it well, does he? It's a wobbly. But if you kick the ball hard in the middle, thick part of the footy, it'll keep going.
Goddard will fancy himself to outrun him. Well played, Goddard. He's had a big second half of this first quarter. Little kick from Montagna to Fisher, and then Fisher to Revolt. And the Saints have had a good 5 minutes.
The ground instead of the back half, which is going to be important to control the tempo of the game.
Struck it well. It looks a big chance. It is a captain's goal. They certainly Schneider coming wide. Now this is a big play. Dempster, not the quickest when he goes.
It's a good play.
With a kick in mid-air. Revolt, well done. Del Santo brings it back to centre-half forward. Belted away there by Reed. Schneider loves a goal in a grand final and delivers. And the Saints are back in this match in a big way.
That was really impromptu play by Sean Dempster, I think it was. He kicked the ball off the ground over to Dalston. He would have been 3-on-1.
Matthew Scarlett started something.
the toe poke, it was under siege, and that swarm Collingwood mentality was going to be a 3-on-1. If he picked the ball up, he would have been in trouble, but got the ball forward. Del Santo had the courage to bring the ball back in, and as was mentioned, Schneider knows how to kick a goal. He's in pretty good form.
Back in the game, aren't they? They've now 12 inside 50s now, St Kilda, Collingwood's 10, so they're getting the ball into their forward half. Only kicked 3 goals from the 12, but after that blitzkrieg early by Collingwood, St Kilda have now stabilised.
Bearing down from one knee, Shaw, Pendlebury, ball under pressure, did brilliantly. Now Brown looks inside the forward 50. Cloak is favoured by the kick. Dawson, not sure what he is.
Man for the Collingwood Football Club.
This man has his days. Needs to be on, needs to kick this one. Needs to kick-start himself, and he does. Splits the middle. On the other side peak, it's end-to-end stuff now. Margin though 13 points. It was just 6 at quarter time. Ray to the run of Gilbert through midfield. Penetrating kick inside the forward 50. Unsighted, this man so far.
He had the opportunity because it came to his side in a one-on-one situation.
Justin Kosicki then. Steps to the 50 or just outside. Kick is on the way. Gee, that's good contact. It's a goal. The much maligned Kosicki. Tough to say. Not easy to kick a goal from there either. Gets the goal. Based on those figures today, McWalter takes the mark, wants to go immediately. Little chip, short one. Finds Farron Ray, feeds it across towards Eddie. He's in trouble, taken down from behind. McCaffrey goal.
Oh, and the kick away, 50-metre penalty. As soon as you actually don't pick the first option against the Collingwood forward line, they're going to get you if you come back.
And the handball...
We'll see this. Didn't go, came back, taken from behind.
Also, I was going to say, Lee, the handball set him behind. He had to take a half step back, which had to make him reevaluate which way he was going to go.
But even a worse error was the kick away
straight away.
Farron Ray. I mean, that's made a possible goal into a certain goal.
McCaffrey, another one of those players you get the feeling Michael Malthouse really likes, and he comes. Kicks the goal. And suddenly, Jolly goes over the top. Brown deep in the pocket. Gets boot to ball. Going back. Dempster, is that holding it? He had it a long time. Peak did well. Gave it to Goddard. Clears the zone. Johnson knocks it down. Harry lines up. Harry O'Brien heads for goal. And he's got it. The Celt figure stretches the lead.
That was a little bit of the right play at the right time. He got drawn upfield out of halfback O'Brien, but we know there he tends to be Collingwood's long-range kicker. If the Collingwood players can give him the ball around the 50-metre mark, he can kick long and straight. And gee, there is just so much, so hard to get an effective disposal because of the pressure. time and space. He can do that.
Just a quick here from Goddard. Obviously, you want the ball onto the boundary side, but it is a weight of numbers. That's 18-3 inside 50s now this quarter for Collingwood for 3 goals to 1. So the pressure's really starting to mount on St Kilda.